Hi, welcome to Teaching Bites TV. This is Sharon Jaravata, and in today's Seesaw video, I'm going to be teaching you the activities features for teachers. You will learn how to assign activities. We're going to explore the activity library. You're going to learn how to view submitted work and all the settings. Let's go. So here I am. Here's the activities tab. There are 4 sections to view on here. The first one shows the assigned to class activities on the left. You can see I have 3 of them right here. I can also search by subject area. I can look and click on, for example, math. Okay. If I want to look at the whole feed again, I could clear selection and I'll see everything over here. I can also view scheduled activities. And I'll go over how to do that later. That means you can prep activities to be assigned at specific dates and times. Helps with time management, right? I can look at what I've archived. So this fall drawing activity has been archived, which means that it doesn't show up in the student feed any longer, the journal feed, but I can still access it to look back at what happened. The only way you can archive activities if there have been students that have responded or done work to it. So if you don't have any students that have done submitted work for that activity, you cannot archive, and I'll show you that later. Here's calendar view. Very same exact thing as my last journal video. You can look here to see what you've assigned and what dates. So I click on these 2 activities. I can see what dates I've assigned them and who has turned them in. Another view. This is just like I said right here, journal view. If I click calendar, it's the same exact thing. Okay. So let's get to it. If I click the add button, there are 2 different ways to assign work to students. Okay. This first way is called post student work. And this shows you 6 different tools you can use to post student work. Just like what students have access to when they do their work. So if you want to send them a link and make an announcement, you can do that right here. You can also set it as a draft for later on. But I'm going to not do that right now. Okay, so that's up to you. That's what you can create yourself. But if you go here to assign activity, this is a whole different thing. Okay, so I want you to make sure there's 2 totally different things. Now when I go here, I can see I have a bunch of activities that I've saved or favorited, okay? And if I go here, I can see I have this Hour of Code Flappy Bird game because this week is Hour of Code. And so I can look here. I can look at the instructions. I can also change it. I can edit the activity. And I changed it earlier to 1 success I had. I added this reflection question. You can change the templates. You can add voice instructions. You can also, over here, put some notes for yourself, right? Like standards or whatever. You can also add the skills that are relevant to this activity. Okay, so I can save it. Now the thing to note is that this is hearted. That means I favorited it, and that means it shows up in my library. But if I want to assign this to my class, I need to actually click assign. And this is where you can select the class you want to assign it to. Perhaps you have multiple classes. You could assign to specific students if you want. So I could click here. I can assign to the whole class. If I click this, I can edit who I want to send it to. So I want to send it to everyone I want to send it to only the Wonder Woman. Perhaps you have differentiated groups. You can select the folder it belongs to. So this is a computer science activity, right? And assign it to Wonder Woman, and let's click this. Now, let's say I want to assign it to the class right now, or to Wonder Woman right now. I need to click assign to class. But let's say I'm going to have to, I'm prepping, right? I want to schedule it out, and I want to schedule out for a different time. So maybe today I could schedule it for 1:52 p.m. All right. So if I click this, I assign, I have to confirm the date and the time. Okay. Now if I go here, view activity in Mrs. Jaravata's third graders. Okay. And I go back here and it takes me directly to my scheduled section. And I can see here when it has been scheduled. I can also go back, and if I want to change it, change anything I would want back here. All right, discard that. But let's say I want to find an activity for another lesson that's coming up. So let's go back here to my green circle, assign activity. Okay, I can search by activities that have been created in my school community. And so perhaps you work with a grade level. You guys can share activities within Seesaw here in the school section. And then you can favorite that for yourself. And if you do that, it ends up going directly into your library. Okay. So the next thing you can do is find lessons throughout the whole community. And this is all the Seesaw users. So here I have the grade level. Now notice it says third grade, and that's because I have set my class up as a third grade class. But it doesn't mean that you don't have access to the other lessons. So if you want to find other grades for maybe different needs for your students, maybe they are approaching standards, or maybe they're beyond the standards, then you could select that. If you want to find lessons by different subject areas, you can do that too. And you can also search it by keyword. And notice, because I'm a third grade teacher in the Seesaw setting, I have these up here that show up on the top for me for easy access. And then here we have just trending searches for different things that come up. This is set by Seesaw themselves. So you can look through, and even down here you could select as well. But make sure if you want to use that activity, you have to favorite it. And then it goes right into your library. Okay. So I can look here and see, well, there's another thing I can organize this by. You can see I have my seasons collections. So this is like a bookmark, right? Because this page right here, if you add a bunch of favorited activities, it can get pretty overwhelming and busy. And so if you want to make it easier for you, then I created a seasons collection. All right. I clicked and I put my fall drawing activity there. And then I also created a beginning of the year collection so that I can add to that. And then I can see how to do this. So if I click on this one right here, I can click here. And I can go add to collection. I can click on the beginning of the year one. And then it goes right here. It confirms it. And there I have my other activity. Okay. So a great way to organize your work so that it doesn't get too crazy, because, we need to save time these days, right? And then you can see I have 17 activities not in a collection. So it gives me some, a little stat there. Also, you can create your own activity. Right? So you click here, you can type a title, you can type instructions, you can add voice instructions for your students, more different instructions or examples. You can add a template, right? And here you could write teacher notes, and you could assign the skills accordingly. All right? So you don't have to use the community, but it's a great convenience for you. But you can also customize each activity like I showed you, or you could create your own new activity. Okay. So if I go back to my class, if I go to archived, I can see that this has been archived, my fall drawing, right? And then again, I have my scheduled activity here, my Flappy Bird hour of code, and then my calendar. Now notice my scheduled activity has not been scheduled yet, hasn't been released. Once it becomes 1:52 p.m. today, then you will see it here on the date. Okay? Now, let's say you want to grade the work and you want to see who's done it. You just want to check off who's done it. Okay? So I go back here to my activities. I can click here. And let's say I want to only correct the math assignments. Okay. And I want to see who's done it. I can see I have 2 responses and 1 has not responded. And then if I click there, I can do a quick snapshot and check off sample students done it. Ooh, Iron Man hasn't. Okay, I need to follow up with Iron Man, but Wonder Woman has. Okay, now you want to check for understanding, right? So I want to click on each of these and I could see what they've done. Okay, so instead of, going here to journal and then looking through the feed, right? You can go to activities and click on the folder and view that way as well. Just another way. Okay, another way for you to do that. All right. Now within each activity, right? If you want to one more thing, you want to archive something, okay? Now, do you see my assignment called Power of Yet? Right? I have no responses yet. So if I want to archive this, I can't because I haven't had any work submitted. All right. But if I go here to my fact families, addition, subtraction one, I am allowed to because I do have submitted work. So something to note when you are trying to archive something. Again, this archive, if I click on this, okay, it says right here, archiving an activity will remove it from the feed. The responses will be visible. So if I click archive, do you see how it's been removed? I don't see it here in my feed anymore, but if I click here, it's there in my archived section. Okay. Now, within each activity, there are some settings that you can do. So we went over archive activity. You can edit it. So I want to go back here and do it right here. Change up my instructions, my template, up to you. Okay. Now, if I want, I can also edit the folders. I want to add another folder. I made a mistake. Okay. Add another folder. I can also get a student link. So let's say you have a Google Classroom or another LMS and you want to post this for your class, maybe as a reminder, or maybe that's how you use Seesaw. So you could copy the link and then you could put it right into your LMS and then it will bring them here. If you want to pin it to the top, okay, you can pin the activity. Only one of 2 students will be able to see this activity. Pin it. It goes up here. And I can also unpin it. And then let's say, we're doing centers or you want to print it for a hard copy. You can print it and it has the template and it has the instructions. So it's something for you as an option as well. Okay? All right, you learned how to assign activities. We've explored the activity library. You know how to view submitted work, and now you know the settings in activities. I hope this video has helped you. Please share, like, subscribe, and I hope to see you in the next video. Bye!